Okay, we're going to do a little bit of work text again. This is a file that we haven't converted to a drawing yet, so we're going to select it with the left mouse button, come to Trace Bitmap, Outline Trace, Detailed Logo, and it's coming out really good. So right here you can tell that I'm not getting the detail of the circle, but watch when I pull this over to the right, I get that detail that I want there. And then I specify the background that I want to remove so that I can click here, press the shift key, click here, 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 and then if I zoom in with the scroll button, I can click there and get rid of that. You can see that there's some gray there, so I'm going to get rid of that as well to kind of open that up, and then I'll say OK. So now I have my vector. I didn't tell it to delete the drawing, so I'm going to go delete my drawing. And you can see in that middle, it's kind of messed up. So I'm just going to come in here and double click on that one, double click on that one, maybe pull this one down a little bit, this one over a little bit. And that's probably going to be okay. I can maybe smooth this one and see how that looks. And if I do that, I'm going to have to pull this in. If I do that, I'm probably going to bring this one down. This one probably going to be right here. I can bring this one down right. So that's going to be pretty good. Over here, I need to make this one thicker, I'm sure. So if I pull this one over and maybe this one up a little bit, it's going to be pretty good. All right, so, and we could keep cleaning it up, but I really want to show you the text. So if I say that I want to put Mike's name in here, I want it to be a script. See if I can find, that might work. We can try this script here, and I'll show you a little bit about kerning. So you can press your shape tool, and here it doesn't really do anything, but over here it can move the letters further apart or closer together, but that's good, but the M is not. And so if I want the M to move over, I just grab that one and I pull it over. And so now I have it all connected. And then I can come back and select this. And then the I's not going to work, but I'm not going to mess with that until we get it where we want it to be. So let's say we're going to map this text, this curve. So we go text, fit text to path, and we're going to put it on this curve, but we're actually going to put it in the middle. Put it in there. Probably going to change the text to red so that we can see what's going on here. And now I can see that I still need to do some kerning of the letters to try and get them close together. They're not really moving the way I want to, so I'm just going to grab them and move them individually. That was too much. Just trying to line this part right up with that next part over so that it blends in good there. So you can see what I'm doing. Maybe if I just go a little bit at a time, then that looks good. And then these are all connected, and that looks good. So once I get it like that, now the eye is still not connected. I need to go not only convert to curves, but I need to break these curves apart. Break the curves apart. And probably to do this, I need to take the fill off the black and show the line of it. And I'll take the fill off the red and show the line. But I'm going to show the line in red on this one so we can see what's going on. So again, I'm going to select that one and the M, and I'm going to say combine. I'm going to select this one and the K and say combine. and this one and the E and say combine. Then I'm going to select this I and bring it down here. I can use the arrow keys too to have a little bit more control. And another thing, when you're using the arrow keys, if it's moving too much each time, you can press the control key down and it'll move just a little bit less. It just reduces it some. So I'm going to go ahead and select these two and then select weld. And so that will get the eye good. But then I can come back and say M, I, K, E, and weld that. So now you can see it's all one word. Now, if I want to put it into this and have this kind of flow into it, I can't just say weld. Let's see what would happen if I did that. See, it ruins it. It gets rid of all my words. So I'm going to go up here and select undo. And so what we want to do kind of is get this cut. And so you can come up here to your virtual segment delete tool. And it's not the greatest tool here, but I can just come here and I can start cutting all these lines. And that's why I say it's not the greatest. It's not going to be quick and easy, but it's still pretty quick. So I'm just cutting all the black lines. Oops, I cut the wrong ones there. So you got to be careful with it. Get it? It helps to zoom in some. You really don't have to draw across it if you can click right on the line, but sometimes drawing across it's the only way to do it. Just using my left mouse button, holding it down, dragging across it. And so now I have that kind of done. And you know, if I wanted it to just come into the mic like that, I could just cut that one out. And I'm not really sure the best way to get into this E, but I'm thinking it's probably going to be to just bend this one down. So maybe somewhere out here I'll put a double click to get a node in there. And then I can just drag this one down to here and maybe pull it up a little bit. And then as long as I got that touching it, it should let me just delete that one. And so now I can come in here, select the whole thing, and say combine. So that they all change colors now because it's all one thing, but they're not connected. So right here, I need to join them. Right here, I need to join them. Right here, I need to join them. Here, I need to join them. And then you could come in and maybe edit this if you wanted to with your shape tool, like get rid of some of these nodes here and try and maybe bring this down so it flows into it a little bit more, and maybe bring this one up so it looks like it's flowing into it. Oops, that was a bad move. Luckily you have this undo button. So do here is try and grab this one. Okay, so you can see this one's not going to play with me. When I do one, it does the other. So what you have to do is come click on it, right click, and say to cusp. And when you do that, then it lets them operate independently of each other. So then the two handles on that node, I can go and edit independently. So it may not be the best, but it looks pretty good. And so that's how you would do that.